Today?
I love. Okay, and I put in.
Bring this meeting to order. It's 9 a.m., April the 17th, 2025. Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Here.
John Buffington.
Here.
Petrie,
Here. Let the record show there is a quorum present. Our staff, Izzy Trejo and the Mexico Racing Committee Executive Director, Richard Bustamante, in-house counsel, Denise Chavez, paralegal. Let's move on to the approval of the agenda. Is everybody had a chance? Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance, excuse me.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. Has everybody reviewed it? Is there any changes?
Yes, sir.
Hear motion to approve today's agenda?
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Petrie,
Yes.
On to approval of the minutes. Everybody had a chance to look at review the minutes. Any changes? No?
Nope.
Looking for a motion to approve the
Buffington, motion to approve.
Second, Petrie.
roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
Buffington,
Yes.
Yes.
No reports from the commissioners. You got anything to say, boys? Nothing to say. That's not what I was like.
Quite a look, I don't know.
On the agency directors reports, Mexico Racing executive report. Izzy, please.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, everyone in attendance. Thank you for coming. Just a couple of attaboys. Just want to get out right now first. Just want to tip our hat to Zia Park Management, Sunland Park Management, all the regulatory vets at those race meets, and of course, the trackman, George Moncrief, who maintains the track surface at those two race meets, and the horsemen who have participated at those two race meets for the lowest catastrophic numbers I've seen in back-to-back meets in my 9 years here. Getting further into the weeds, the thoroughbred catastrophic rate at Zia was 0.849 per thousand starts for thoroughbreds. Just to put that in perspective, the national average at HISA tracks in 2024 was 0.9 catastrophic injuries per thousand starts. So they came in just a hair under the HISA covered tracks. The rate for non-HISA tracks in 2024 was 1.76 per thousand starts. So Zia Park was well below that. So we applaud them for their efforts over there. And at Sunland, the catastrophic rate for thoroughbreds was 0.25 catastrophic injuries per thousand starts, almost double below what the HISA tracks and more than 3 times below the rate at non-HISA tracks. So I certainly want to congratulate everyone on their efforts there. With quarter horses, you know, we had a couple rough patches over the last few years, but their rates are improving as well. We did not have one catastrophic breakdown at the Ritos at the Downs at Albuquerque race meet last year, nor at the Downs at Albuquerque race meet. So I think everyone deserves a great job to everyone that's part of the cause and helping maintain the welfare of our horses that are out there putting the show on. So thanks to everyone that put forth the effort. I also want to give a congratulations to investigator Elizabeth Garcia. She got some national recognition for a paper trainer case that she just did, and got phone calls from the feds as well. And they wanted to say what a great job in tearing apart that organization that was defrauding the public and running horses under people's names that really weren't involved with the horses. So I want to give her a good job for that. As I've mentioned, we're implementing a fee for drug testing starting tomorrow. And this is an important move for the agency because the Department of Finance, also known as the DFA for short, has made it loud and clear that to the commission in section 3F of the general provisions that state budget divisions shall monitor revenue received by agencies from sources other than the general fund and shall reduce the operating budget of any agency whose revenue from such sources is not meeting projections. This falls right in line with the Equine Test Fund. As you all know, that bucket's supposed to fill up with $700,000 every year. Last year, it only filled up to $465,000. So if we don't get this filled up, they're going to start affecting our operating budget, and we don't need that to happen. So the starter fee will be about $20 per horse per start. And we hated to do this, but it was out of necessity. With the simulcast signals not functioning the way they typically do, I sound like a broken record, but that's revenue right out of everyone's plate. So we needed to do this. It's important that we maintain the Equine Test Fund as close to $700,000 as possible, or else the agency takes the hit with potentially losing operating budget. And we're already operating on a slim dime. So
I just want to reemphasize that is necessary because of the simulcast debacle. And that's where we get money for that. And that's why this is happening, is because of that signal being pulled from all those tracks.
that is correct. I appreciate you.
Just plain and simple, that's the effect of that.
And one last thing, opening weekend, Sunray Park, fun little racetrack to attend the races to. The fans come out, the community supports it. So it's always a fun place. Best mashed potatoes in the Four Corners area. You can't forget about the food, right?
We've been hearing a lot about it.
So anyways, they've done a great job. We inspected the facility the other day, and they had a lot of work to be done because they had some flooding there, not as significant as Ruidoso, of course, but a lot of significant washouts of roads in the barn area. They got it all put back together very nicely. The place is race ready, and we're looking forward to fun racing at Sunray Park this weekend. And that's all I have. I stand for questions.
Kudos to all the racetracks on the catastrophic breakdowns. That's a great job. I do have a question that's kind of out of, did any of the owners of Keaton and Taylor file lawsuits against them that we know of?
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, at this point in time, I'm not aware of any that have been filed, but I would certainly believe that that could actually happen, which I think if I was an owner and that happened, I would certainly look into it.
Thank you. Right, let's move on to New Mexico Horsemen's Association, Breeders Association. Are you on there? Are you online? Mary? You turning her on, Denise?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead, Mary.
Okay, good morning, Commissioners. Mary Barber, New Mexico Horse Breeders. I have my final reports for Sunland Park. In their 54 days of racing, they had 205 restricted New Mexico bred races. Of those, there were 90 thoroughbred overnights, 80 quarter horse overnights, 14 quarter horse trials, 12 thoroughbred stakes, and 9 quarter horse stakes. Our contribution to those races came to $1,904,000, and that is a reduction of $327,500 from 2024. They averaged 3.8 New Mexico bred races per day. There were 102 for thoroughbreds and 103 for quarter horses, and they were plus 43 for the 3 a day. For the average field size for restricted New Mexico bred overnight races, the thoroughbreds averaged 8.2, the quarter horses averaged 9.05, and the combined average field size was 8.6. I did some further research about the 870 races because it seems like we had more 870 races this year than usual, and it really didn't make a whole lot of difference. But the average field size for those for New Mexico bred races, which there were 20 of, was 7.7. And that would have brought the quarter horse average field size without those 870 races up to an average of 9.5. For New Mexico breds running in open overnight races, in the 54 days, there were 626 New Mexico breds that ran open, and of those, 182 came in first, second, or third, and that is 29%. There were 99 thoroughbreds, 83 quarter horses, and our contribution to those purses for the New Mexico breds was $149,240.40. And that concludes my reports. Do you
Thank
have
you.
any questions?
By looking at it, it looks like the breed program is working out quite well for everybody.
Well, things are going pretty smooth right now. We're trying to make some changes to, um, make it even better. I'd like to thank Lonnie Barber of Sunray Park. He and I worked on the stake schedule last week, and Sunray Park is going to add back in a stakes race that had been canceled. And we're also planning on adding an extra $10,000 per stakes race. So that's an addition of $85,000 for New Mexico breds running in the stakes races. So we're very excited about that. And we thank Sunray Park for working with us.
Thank you. Commissioners, got any questions for Mary?
No.
Nope. Thank you, Mary. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Will you take us in the closed session?
I will. I move that the commission enter into executive session to discuss pending litigation, licensing matters, and for deliberations in connection with legal proceedings as identified under item number 7 of the meeting agenda in accordance with NMSA 1978, sections 10-15-1H, 1, 3, and 7 of the Open Meetings Act.
I entertain a motion to go into closed session.
That was the motion.
That was the motion.
Second.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Petrie,
Yes.
Closed session.
There, it's the section, and the price review is one thing. Section. I'm clear. Fairly short. Thanks.
I feel like I want to keep Eric in the meeting.
Is Eric online or is he gonna be here?
Is he online?
Yes, sir.
If you can't get it, Denise, I'll just get him on the phone.
Be also to the room and leave Eric and me. 1 second.
Microphone's off, Denise.
Not.
Yeah, so she's here. Yeah, he took her.
Take this opportunity to go fill up with coffee and perhaps spill some on my shirt. Sounds like a plan.
13 minutes in and it hasn't happened yet.
A real good.
Do you want to check with Liz, make sure that they can hear us? I think Amber and
Well,
check theirs.
Was the mic still on?
Oh,
My God.
Does that go out publicly? Yes.
somebody's unmuted.
Yeah. Fluffy ones.
We're waiting for Izzy or we want to start?
Yeah, I think Izzy went to the men's room, so.
Hopefully.
Richard, do you want to bring us?
Okay. Are we
That's turned on,
recording?
recording?
Okay, all right.
Richard.
All right, welcome back, everybody, and we are back in open session, and I hereby swear and affirm that during the closed executive session, the matters discussed were those listed in the agenda. Discussion was had, no decisions were made, and Chairman Smith.
Moving on, we're in open, back open. Let's move on to number 8, unfinished new business and or action items. A, Lynn Ben. Richard,
Chairman, honorable commissioners, in the matter of the request of Mr. Lionel Ben to apply for licensure by the State of New Mexico Racing Commission, it's my understanding that based on the commission's review of the paperwork submitted by Mr. Ben, the commission would like to entertain a motion to basically deny Mr. Ben the opportunity to apply for licensing by the New Mexico Racing Commission at this time.
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
any discussions? Hearing none. Roll call, please.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
Moving on to item B, request for approval of 2025 Sunray Parks stewards.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, respectfully requesting approval for the following state stewards and substitute stewards for the 2025 Sunray Race Meet. Presiding steward, Miss Julie Cagna, who I may introduce right now, is here in person. She made a cross-country trek and just rolled into town literally a handful of minutes ago. So,
Well, welcome.
Welcome. You had car troubles or truck troubles?
What's that?
You had car troubles?
No, I just kind of walked
And some of it was uphill, right?
up and down.
Okay.
so
Welcome.
we welcome her. She comes with a reputation of being a staunch rule follower and a knowledgeable person of the rule book. So we can appreciate that. And also Elizabeth Garcia, Mr. Jeff Waxler with substitute stewards, Lisa Johnson, Whitney Verbal, Pinky Smith, and Rug Howard.
You hear a motion to approve the 2025 Sunray Park stewards.
It's Buffington, I will make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Any discussion? Hearing none. Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Petrie,
Yes.
Moving on to C.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, respectfully requesting approval of a 3-month grace period regarding NMAC Rule 15.2.6.9, Big D 5, titled Out of Competition Testing Penalties for Hair Violations. Not to go into a lot of details, but, we do need a grace period, I feel.
Izzy, I'd like to clarify. Some people thought this meant we weren't going to do any hair tests. So just explain to them. It's
Okay.
Go ahead and explain it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Mr. Chairman. Hair testing is going to continue. Penalties for horses will still be applied to any violations pursuant to 15.2.6.9 Big J in its entirety. So we're merely asking for the grace period for penalties for trainers whose horses come up with a bad hair test. So the penalties will still apply to the horses, but they will not apply to the trainers for this grace period.
And that's just a transition time to get used to.
Yes, Commissioner, there's a lot of more logistics than people realize with this new program. So we just want to be sure we have it right before we put it out and face potential litigation.
Okay.
Make a motion to approve the 3-month grace period for 15.2.6.9 B5 New Mexico out of competition testing penalties for hair violations.
With Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
Moving on to approvals for Zia Park. Chris Mackel. Nice to see you.
Thank you, Chairman. Nice to be here in person. Chris Mackerlane, Penn Entertainment, representing Zia Park. Alex Rangel, our Vice President General Manager for the property, is here as well today in person. Our first request is for approval of our 2025 stake schedule. If you have a copy there, I'll just point out a couple changes that are in place for this coming year for the stake schedule. We did make a couple changes on purses, 2 races. We lowered from 125,000 to 100,000. The Zia Park Championship on the thoroughbred side and the Zia Park Quarter Horse Championship on the quarter horse side. We also took a race, the Hobbs Fall Classic, which is a 2-year-old race. Usually it's a distance race, usually our closing day feature for New Mexico breds. We decided to split that into an open race and then a race for exclusive 2-year-old fillies, state breds. We thought that was a category that could use another stake race. And we also lessened the distance from 1.70 miles to 6.5 furlongs for those horses. I think that's probably get more participation at that distance and also a better lead in. I think Sunland has New Mexico bred races going 1 mile in January. So it's a logical progression up to those races. The breeders did agree with us on splitting that race, and we'll add $50,000 to each. So they go for $100,000 total. So I think that's a positive addition for the stake schedule. And one other note, our New Mexico Quarter Horse Classic for state breds was upgraded by the American Quarter Horse Association's graded stakes from a restricted grade 2 to a restricted grade 1 race. So I think that was a positive move. And we expect at least 3 other races, stake races at Zia Park. We've basically been told that they'll be upgraded for 2026 in the schedule as well. So total stakes purse money is down about $25,000 total, but over $3 million will be distributed in the stake schedule for 2025.
Thank you. My traditional question, your percentage of money that goes to stakes races is?
Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Commissioner Buffington. We're within that 20% range. We expect our purse schedule to be very similar to last year. And, the casino business has been solid down there. So anticipating that we will be in that 20% range, which is the benchmark that we work off of.
Thank you.
Impressive skate schedule. Very impressive. Kudos to you. So, make a motion to approve Zia Park stake set.
With Buffington, I will make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
Number 2.
Yes, Chairman, our second request is for approval of a nomination blanks for the New Mexico Classic Derby and Futurity. You should have copies there. The only change from last year is we made a change on the supplement for entries from $6,000 to $7,500. We found that was a popular choice and decided to move that up a little bit more. So Outside of that, everything else remains the same in terms of the conditions and the cost for the race from 2024's edition.
Commissioners have any questions for Chris about that? We have a motion to approve Zia Park's nomination blanks for New Mexico Classic Derby Amphitheater.
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buckley,
Yes.
Tree,
Yes.
Moving on to number 3, request for approval of 2025 gaming and breakage. Chris.
Yes, Chairman. As part of the requirement, the New Mexico breeders provide us with a letter each year in regards to gaming and breakage money to be used for New Mexico bred stakes and for overnight races. That letter, I believe you have in your file from Mary Barber. The horsemen and Zia Park agree on those numbers, and we ask approval of that request from the New Mexico Breeders Association.
Looking for a motion, from
This is Buffington. I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buckley,
Yes.
Tree,
Yes.
Moving on to E, approvals for Sunland Park. Mr. Dix.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, it's good to be back on the road here. Made the travel team.
Good.
That's exciting.
Did you bring your socks?
I'm wearing cowboy boots, so they're Kansas City Chiefs socks. So.
We'll just have to trust you.
We have a couple of ratifications, and then after that, I was going to give a quick review of our racing season, if that was appropriate. First request is a ratification of approval to run 11 races on March 28th, 29th, 30th, and 12 races on April 6th.
And here, motion.
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. Our next request is a request for ratification of approval to amend our 2025 racing officials. Fernando Munoz had jury duty on that day, and Lorenzo Urbina assisted in his duties as a ballot in addition to his duties as assistant starter.
Motion to approve the amended Sunland Park's 2025 racing official.
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington.
Yes. Yes.
Moving.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Dix.
Just a quick review of our racing season was completed on April 6th. And as Executive Director Trejo mentioned, we're very excited about our catastrophic rate for both breeds, for both thoroughbreds and quarter horses. My 20 years as director of racing, 23 years at Sunland Park, I think it was our best record of our best rates for catastrophics for both breeds. We've had years where it's been good for one breed or the other. I had a 0.42 and I had a different figure than Izzy, but I'll go with Izzy's number since it's lower. So
Math's not that good, though.
our handle on track, we were down slightly, less than 1%, 0.64, and off track, we were flat as well, 0.24 down. We made up a lot of ground on closing weekend. We were up 35% and 40% on closing weekend. Really good crowds. The on track was really good the last 2 days of racing, and adding races at the end of the meet seemed to offset that deficit that we had in handle. Field size was up overall, had it at 8.41 versus 8.3. And we ran 512 races this year against 500 last year. And 512 was 17 more than what we were required to run. So even canceling one day and running 4 races on another day, we were able to make up the number of races. I know we didn't make up specific races per se, but we made up the number of races, which I thought was good. So I think all of the metrics, a lot of credit goes out to everybody with our catastrophic rate. It's a team effort. You could include the horsemen in there, the track maintenance. We have a great track man and we have a great crew underneath them that have been at Sunland Park for decades. We have one man in particular that's been there since the 1980s, who's a great asset for the team, and George Moncrief does a great job as well. So I think it was a very successful season at Sunland Park.
Mr. Dixie, you were looking at Commissioner, that cancel the race. Were you involved in that?
No comment.
Thank you, Commissioner Buffington.
He's in Saturday to rest.
I feel my face turning red as we speak. I have to call our.
I would like to ask Izzy to follow up with you, getting the post-meet summary that, kind of summarizes a lot of the questions that are in the application anyway. So you'll do it, but you won't have to do it again at the end when it's next year's licensing.
Commissioner Buffington, believe it or not, I have that all complete and ready to go.
Good man. Good man.
Mr. Heinrich's been all over me about that, so.
Okay, yeah, I like to see that after each live race meet. It kind of gives a summary and
We're
kind of where we're at.
specifically, I could just send you that part of the application if you want.
That's perfect. Just
Questions?
Izzy and
Questions 40 to 52, if I remember correctly.
you got it. Yeah, these are 52.
Just to show I actually did it.
No, did you answer all of them?
40 to 52, I did.
Okay, it's a good, quick summary
It
of
is.
race meet with numbers and race handles and
The part that you'll like, Commissioner Buffington, that our stakes were 19% of our total
I
purchase.
will like that part.
Thank you.
Commissioner Buffington is our squeaky wheel, which is good.
Mr. Chairman, can I add something on behalf of Sunland Park?
You sure can.
During this last legislative session, we did a lot of work on SB 92. I want to thank Izzy and Richard and also Amber for all their help. They spent a lot of time in Santa Fe with us, pushing that to the finish line at all hours of the day. And as you guys know, a lot of times you go up there and pull your heels for many hours while we think about all the things you ought to be doing instead. So kudos to your team. I just wanted to let you guys know all 5 tracks we're working together, and we couldn't have gotten it done without your team here.
Appreciate that. Thanks. I will tell you this, Izzy loves it up there because every time I call him, he's eating someplace.
Good story.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on to F, approval of Sunray Park.
Mr. Chairman, I'll be handling that for Sunray Park.
Okay.
We're requesting approval of payment of purses pursuant to 15.2.3.8 E4 little a, which is in your books and highlighted for payment of purses. Need to do this just so we be assured that we're complying with the rule and the drug testing fees will be permitted to be withdrawn from the owner's accounts.
Looking for a motion to approve.
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on.
Just a word about Sunray, their transition went absolutely seamless from the public's point of view. They didn't know any changes were made at all. And so that was very smooth. And there was a lot more work than it sounds saying that to do that, but they did a great job, and the public was unaffected and had no idea that the change took place. So kudos to Sunray for that.
It's nice you made a positive comment. Go ahead.
I'm trying to change my ways, Billy. Work with me.
All right. Moving on to G, approvals for Ruidoso Downs, request for approval of 2025 racing officials. Mr. Ball, are you there? Rick Ball. Can you hear us? Can we hear him?
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners.
How are you?
It's windy, nasty, and all the above down here today.
Are they still working though?
It's, we're still working, but it's blowing so hard that we can't screen material today because when it comes out of the end of the conveyor, it's blowing it away. But we're working on the track and got our blade man out there and staying after it.
If you need some help, I'll come down and help you.
Okay, I'll see you this afternoon.
Okay. All right. Go on, Mr. Ball, what's, request for approval to 2025 officials?
Yes, sir. Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, Ritos Downs request approval of our racing officials and our assistant starters. I didn't see that on the agenda, but I did submit. And I didn't know if Mr. Trejo was putting this all together.
Mr. Chairman, members of the commission, that is correct, Mr. Baugh. It's all in one fell swoop under racing officials.
Thank you, sir. Request approval of our officials as submitted and our 12 assistant starters as submitted. And I'll stand for any questions.
Is there any questions for Mr. Law? And your motion to approve Ruidoso Downs 2025 racing officials.
As Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
Sean Buffington.
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
Number 2, request for ratification and approval of 2025 condition book, book 1. Mr. Ball.
Mr. Chairman, Ritos Downs request approval as stated by yourself.
Looking for a motion to approve.
Buffington, I'll make that motion.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call, please, Denise.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
Sean Buffington,
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Ball, and good luck. I'll
Thank
send my
you. I
assistant down there
appreciate
to
it.
help you.
I'll see you first thing in the morning.
Okay, okay.
With your working gloves on.
Exactly.
See, that's positive.
Exactly. Good job. All right, well, we go to race review. Izzy?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, we do have a scheduled 10-minute intermission to get set up.
Okay.
If we want to just get that taken care of and we'll get rolling on the race review.
Yeah.
Going to meet with Fred. Yeah, they will be in your office.
Oh, don't have to stay if you don't want to.
Mr. Chairman, if we could have 10 minutes of your time.
Sure.
Over
Oh,
here
yeah,
in
yeah.
the office,
Now?
I guess. That way these guys.
That way they can leave rather than have to stay
Okay.
until after the race review.
In here?
Yeah, yeah.
Come over here.
All right, it's good. So you take it again for, yeah.
You want all of us or just,
Yeah, can't have all of it.
okay, well, I'm good sitting right here. I just didn't want to go if you used to be there.
Follow you.
Sure, it's good seeing you.
Oh,
Appreciate you talking to you.
Got the pointer.
Hey, come on up here, Casey.
Yep.
It's okay.
I'm up yesterday or today?
Sit there. Okay. Move my stuff. Just got here this morning.
He just got here this morning.
And Mr. Lambert, obviously, you'll be able to walk around here. There's a there.
Okay. Yeah.
Denise or Izzy will be operating the GCR, so you can
Okay.
let them know when to slow down, speed up, reverse. And obviously be careful around here with the courts. Okay?
All right. You can see how this goes. It's pretty formal. Formal than most places.
Here,
No. I'm sitting here.
Spot.
I'm sitting here, so I just want to grab my glasses, so.
No, it just scares me moving it like that.
Are they gonna show simultaneously or?
Videos of separated head-on hand shot. Did you need them
No,
simultaneous?
no, I'm fine, but in El Paso, when they had when they're
Quad screen.
they had the four and the view from behind, like the 3/8 pole, the corner view showed it. A really good shot of it. And I didn't know if one of those three would be it or if that was the fourth one that we didn't. If I have it on my phone, if nothing else.
There's separate views here.
Okay, well, I'll be good. We can, I think we'll be fine with what we have.
So I understand that they call one, they didn't allow it and you want it.
Yes, he looked at it. And then, yeah, I went in the following day and met with him. I told him I would be there because I called him afterwards. And
Enrique
then
Gomez.
I told him,
I've never done this.
Where they didn't call it and they should have called it.
Well, I don't know. Does it go or not, right?
Yeah, that's.
All right, Richard.
I mean,
Denise, are we on the record?
they had it.
Yes, sir.
We are on the record? Okay.
Okay,
We are on the record, so let's start.
are we ready? Okay, all right. Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 17th, 2025. We are in the New Mexico Racing Commission offices in Albuquerque, and the time is 10:30 a.m. My name is Richard Bustamante, and I'm the in-house counsel for the State of New Mexico Racing Commission, and I will be overseeing this race review proceeding. We will now begin in the matter of the race appeal of trainer Casey T. Lambert, ID number 25033, regarding race number 1, which was run at Sunland Park Racetrack on February 14th, 2025. This race review is pursuant to Commission Rule NMAC 15.2.5.14E and the New Mexico State Racing Commissioners, Chairman Billy Smith, Vice Chairman John Buffington, and Commissioner Bob Petrie will be hearing today's race review and rendering a decision. Pursuant to Rule 15.2.5.14E1, notice of the date, time, and place of this hearing was sent to the appellant, that's you, Mr. Lambert, as well as all owners and trainers who had horses in the race at issue. Given the placement of their horses may be affected by the outcome of this appeal. Those affected parties shall be given a brief opportunity to state their positions to the committee if they'd like to do so. Again, this proceeding is governed by Commission Rule 15.2.5.14E. And after the commission basically hears the presentations from Mr. Lambert and Steward Jeff Waxler, they will deliberate. The committee shall state its conclusions regarding the merits of the objection and shall make a decision whether to uphold the steward's determination or whether to revise the order of the finish. The commission shall then make the final determination regarding the order of finish. Be aware that the Race Review Committee and the commission may only address the issues raised in the appeal filed, and that applies to both Mr. Lambert and Steward Waxler. In other words, what is at issue here is this race, not what it might have occurred in other races that you think might be comparable.
That's a wrong,
What's number 4?
That's the wrong.
that's a wrong
I
race.
was gonna say that's
Race.
not, that can't be
It
it.
was in the first race, I believe, that
I
day.
was looking for 4. I didn't see 4.
It was scratched.
During this race review, the commissioners shall review the official recording of the race at issue and hear from the person filing appeal. And Mr. Lambert, again, that's you. And I understand you do not have any witnesses, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. After Mr. Lambert finishes his presentation and answering any questions he might have from either the commissioners or Stuart Waxler, the presiding, basically after that, then the commission will present its case, specifically Stuart Jeff Waxler and his witnesses.
Yes.
Be aware the commission shall have the right to question any witness, okay? After the close of the presentation of evidence and the commissioner's deliberations pursuant to Rule 15.2.5.14E2, the commission shall state its conclusions as to the merits of the objection made by Mr. Lambert and shall make a decision regarding whether to uphold the steward's determination of the order of finish or whether to revise the order of the finish. Again, I stress to everybody, the commissioners as well as the witnesses may only address issues raised in this appeal. I caution audience members to refrain from commenting until you are recognized and permitted to do so. And here's how the proceeding will proceed forward. If I could get the parties that are currently in the room to stand and state your names. And let's start with Mr. Lambert. Please state your name.
Casey Lambert,
And how are you licensed by the Racing Commission?
owner, trainer.
All right. Stuart Waxler.
Jeff Waxler, state steward.
Okay. All right. And I understand again, no witnesses for you, Mr. Lambert?
No witness.
Okay. And Stuart Waxler, if you can state what witnesses you plan on calling.
Pinky Smith and Enrique Gomez with a translator.
Okay. All right. And Pinky Smith is a state steward.
Correct.
And Enrico Gomez is a jockey involved in this race?
Correct.
Okay, all right. I will swear them in as we go forward.
Is that the jockey over there?
No, that's the translator.
Okay.
Translator.
If I could get Mr. Lambert and Stuart Waxler, if you could raise your right hand. Do you hereby swear that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury? Mr. Lambert?
Yes.
Okay. Stuart Waxler. All right. Okay, gentlemen, please seat. Okay, Mr. Lambert, you'll be the first to present your case to the commission. And again, feel free to stand, watch the cords. You have the pointer and you can tell Director Trejo okay, Director Trejo will be operating the VCR. So you can tell him slow down, speed up, reverse, etc. So Mr. Lambert, please explain to the commission what you feel was done in error and on what basis you argue the finish of the race should have been different than the result reached by the Board of Stewards. So please proceed, sir.
Absolutely.
You can step up here.
You'll see in the middle of the turn where he's at. My horse is last. The horse that wins the race is next to last. Mine's on the inside. The horse that wins the race, which is the gray horse. This is my horse right here in the yellow. And anyway, we're last. And this horse is way outside. And you'll see in the back shot that I see, watch right here. You'll see my guy steady here in a minute. When he drops from about 5 wide to right down in his lap, and just right there. When he cranks it now, go just a few strides forward. And you'll see he's angling in sharply. And you'll see my jock take up here in just a second. He's starting to take up now because he's moving in fast. Right there. No, we blew by it. Let's back up. And my horse takes up sharply in the turn there and before the quarter pole, 3 or 4 lengths. And I'm running on fast on him at the wire. Get beat maybe a half a length. Run second. The gray horse wins the race. But he's just on the back shot. You'll see he goes from the 5 hole to down in our lap in 2 jumps. Just cranks completely sideways. And if we can slow mo it, I don't know if it works. Okay, you'll see the gray horse's head right there turn in sharply. And now he moves down and you'll see when he gets in my horse's lap, my guy's steady. And then we're going to, right here, my guy right there, pulling his head up sharply. And I'll drop back to here now. And we'll finish the race. We'll be lapped back up on this horse on the outside of him. There was no question to me that he broke his momentum right there for 2 strides. And I don't know if I need to give any credentials, but I only rode about 25,000 races. And then I've been in it my whole life. And you'll see that this horse goes, we get outside of him in the stretch. And now you can go on by, you see that was good enough that I wanted to show. And then I would like to show that back shot where they can see how sharply the gray horse dropped in. If we would have been beat 10 lengths or something, I would think, well, maybe it was no difference. But as you can see, our horse is running strong legged and getting to the gray horse fast to run second. It's be 3/4.
Want to take a look at it?
I would love to see that shot. If we can see from the, or on the, it would be
Back shot.
the back shot, yes, if we have it.
Let me see.
And you can see the angle which the gray horse comes in at, and it is sharp. I don't know if this one might show it. Let's see.
This will be a.
Run it through and we'll see if we get it.
Should.
I don't think I'll need the pointer, but we'll see. Yeah, no, this will be it now. Okay. Now wait, go a few more jumps. Okay, now stop it right there. Now go slow motion and you'll see this gray horse's head just crank in here in a second. And then he just comes right here and just right down in our lap and just makes right there, makes Aldo just take up and lose all our momentum. And then we drop back and then the gray horse moves back out. Obviously, I'm sure that he hollered and then he moves back out and then we pick it back up. But there was no question in my mind that he definitely impeded him and we weren't finished running, obviously, because we passed the other 4 from there to the end.
Commissioners, you want to watch this angle again?
I like the other angle better.
The other angle? Okay.
And let me just advise if there's folks still attending remotely by Teams, be aware that this race review, the commission's deliberations and their announcement of the decision are the final agenda items on the meeting. So therefore, you're welcome to stay and attend remotely. Obviously, you're welcome to leave as well.
Okay.
Had your horse run since?
Yes, it didn't hurt him, but it just cost him winning.
Did he win the next race?
So he didn't win. But I didn't get to run him 870. I had to run him a 6.5, and he can't run that far. But it was the last weekend of Sunland then when I got him back in, or the next to last. And that's the only time he's ran since then. He's ran twice 870 and ran second both times.
And Mr. Lambert, feel free if you have any additional.
No, I think they saw the point that I was making, I believe, and I thought it was pretty self-explanatory on the TV. And then when we see the finals on where he dropped back to and where he finished at, so.
Commissioners, any questions for licensee Lambert?
No, now, might have to.
Stewart Waxler, do you have any questions for Mr. Lambert?
At this moment, I do not. And my witness Pinky might. So can I reserve that for when we have her?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Mr. Lambert, anything additional in your presentation?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not finished though. Am I finished from commenting completely once I'm passed? Or
No,
only
no,
if they
you-
ask me?
Here's the thing is, once you finish this initial presentation, Stewart Waxler will present his presentation. You'll have the opportunity to question Stewart Waxler or Stuart Smith or Mr. Gomez. You'll also have the final opportunity to address the commission as
Okay.
well.
That's fine.
So, okay,
Thank
so
you.
at this point, you're through with your presentation at
Yes.
this time? All right, thank you. All right. Stewart Waxler, I remind you are under oath, and please proceed with your presentation to the commissioners regarding the racing question.
Thank you. Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, good afternoon. following the running of this first race, the owner of the Ford lodged an objection against the 6. And after a review of the race replay, the stewards determined that there wasn't enough evidence for us to see if that horse came over in front of the horse. Like it's not sufficient enough on the film to look at it. So we did make note that the rider on the Ford did not lodge an objection here. If you go ahead and run it for me.
Regular or slow motion?
Regular.
And again, Stuart Waxer, you're welcome to walk up here. Use the pointer if you'd like.
Back it up, if you would. It's very difficult to gauge how much room is in between here. And when we looked at every angle, we could not determine that there was sufficient evidence to prove his allegation. You know, he's claiming that this horse coming from. Yes, he is causing the jockey, or the jockey is pulling up here, because I don't know that this is as a result. We don't know how far in or out this horse is.
You don't think the horse is in front of the brown horse right now? Gray horse is directly in front of him, or is he to the inside of it?
Well, that's a great question, but from this angle, it's really hard to decipher that.
But the jockey is standing up and he kicked
Correct.
the head. I don't know.
I would like to call my first witness.
Do that. Is it the jockey riding the brown horse's witness?
No,
No,
the gray horse. Just call him a gray horse.
Stuart Waxer, is this Commissioner Smith that you're bringing forth?
this is Stuart Smith.
Oh, Stuart Smith, I apologize.
Hi, Pinky, this is Jeff Waxler. We have you on speakerphone.
Yeah. Stuart Smith, if you could raise your right hand, and do you hereby swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury? All right. Stuart Smith, please state your full name and how you're licensed by the commission. Thank you, Stuart Smith. Stuart Waxer, please continue with your witness, Stuart Smith.
Okay, are you able to see the video that is being shown here?
No.
No, okay. You have reviewed this film, and I know that you have taken pictures here that depict certain parts of the track where the 4 and the 6 were.
Yes.
Okay, can you, would you explain to me these pictures, exhibits 1 through 10, 1 through 12? And I'll see if I can get the film to coordinate the spots you're talking about.
Yes, and that's why I put pictures, because it was hard for me when I can't, see the film that you guys are showing at the time.
Before today.
It's not in the package.
Pictures, so.
That's pictures, yeah.
Okay.
So I had to
And
if you could see what I'm trying to explain.
100% wrong.
Stuart Smith, if you could please speak up, please. Maybe you could put the phone over there. Yes.
Okay.
All right, so she would like to coordinate these pictures as best that we can to the spot on the track where this happened. And were these pictures taken off of the pan shot or the head on or both?
This one is the head-on shot around the turn, down the backside and around the turn. And picture number one clearly shows that the 6 horse, which is the gray horse, outside of the number 4 horse. And the jockey is starting to stand up a little bit on the number 4 horse. But in our determination, it still looks like he has room down in there, and we didn't know why he was standing up, and therefore we couldn't verify that the 6 horse ever came all the way over on the horse. And if you go to picture number 2, that's a close-up, and it clearly shows that there's enough room in there for the number 4 horse. However, you can see that the jockey is basically standing up out of the saddle a little bit. And then if you go to picture number 3, you're going to see 6 horses in that frame. And you're going to see that the number 4 is the 6th place horse at this time. The gray horse, the number 6, is outside of him. And I believe that's a 5 in the gold right in front of him, which is 2 or 3 horses off the fence. And it shows that there's plenty of space for the number 4 to keep his space. And I don't know if you're following with me there, Jeff, or if the commission are looking at, the frames that I've provided.
Yes, I'm following, not able to decipher exactly where on the track that these were taken from. The first picture is just into the turn, so it would be back up here.
It's probably about the middle of the turn, the very first one, and then that second one is a close-up of the first one. I've just enlarged it to show the difference, the distance between the horses, and that there was plenty of room on that horse for that horse on the fence.
Okay.
Okay, and then if you go to picture number 3, as I stated, the number 1 horse in the red colors is on the rail. The guy in the blue colors is outside of him, and the number 5 in the gold is outside of those 2 horses, which tells me that there's plenty of room for that number 4 horse to stay where he's at. And then if you go on, it shows that he takes out of there and
Stop it right.
circles the whole field. I think picture number 5, if I'm correct, you'll see just the gold colors. The gray horse is outside of the gold colors. There's plenty of room on the rail. And the number 4 in number 6 picture, you can see him starting to go around the gray horse.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. So let's go a little bit further here. I believe this is after third.
The picture I'm on is just the gray horse and the 4 horse. And you can clearly see that the 4 horse is starting to go around the number 6, the gray horse. Absolutely plenty of room for him to stand on the rail. He chose to circle the field. And then the next frame I have, you have the 3/16 pole, which is the black and white pole. And you can clearly see that the gray horse is way off the fence and the 4-horse continues to go around him. And there's ample room on the rail. And then the straightaway, if the 4 would have stayed down there, if you see the next frame where they just turned into the lane,
Stop. Right.
Shut up. Mr. Lambert, please.
All right.
I think it's a different camera angle, but go ahead.
just as they turn into the lane, you'll see that the 4 is outside of the 6. There was plenty of room on the inside of the 6, and there was plenty of room between the 1 and the 3 if he would have stayed down where he was originally at.
Okay,
But he
so
made that choice to go around.
we need a different camera angle because that doesn't depict.
That's the head on, Jeff. It's the head on.
Okay,
And look at the pictures. I think this is 9 or 10. And they're just turning down the lane.
That's not in the stretch, but you turn. This one, 12.
I know this is very difficult for them to follow, but it's the only way I can testify as to what we were looking at when we made our decision. And there was never any film that supported that the 6 came down on top of the 4 that caused him to go out around the horses. That was the jockey's choice. And that jockey did not claim foul on the number 6.
as I see it, there is no way from this camera angle. It doesn't support the argument that this horse come into the front, cut into that horse's path. Stop it. Just back to it. Go forward. The 6, you can see clearly at all time.
But you know.
Yeah. You back up.
Yep.
All right. Going forward from here slow if you can. You can still see the horse on the outside of him. You can always see the horse on the outside of him. At no point did he get in underneath this horse.
Just to add, I mean, we have to have proof that that 4-horse lost his lane. And there was absolutely no proof that his lane was ever taken away from him. His jockey decided to go out around.
So he's backing it up. Here's to me, the 6 is always on the outside of the horse and not into his lane.
That would be the number 4-horse lane, just for clarification.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
don't have any other questions. Pinky, did you have any questions for Mr. Lambert?
Well, hold on a minute, please. Stuart Smith, any additional presentation to make from your perspective?
Just recall in film review, we did question the number 6 jockey, and he said he never came over on the 4, that he never completely took his path away, that he never dropped all the way in on him or anything. He always had room down in there.
All right.
I don't
Jockey
know
number
if Jim
4 said
called
that?
him for a witness or not.
Lambert, please. Commissioners, any questions for Stuart Smith? Mr. Lambert, do you have any questions for Commissioner Smith? I mean, for Stuart Smith?
Absolutely. Pinky, do you think when he's a 6 wide and there's 4 in between us and in 2 jumps, he just angles straight down? And that is just make that a car just swerves. Hey, you got to react. You can't just, that's not okay to just go from the 6 hole to the 1.5 hole in 3 jumps. And then you can see, obviously, when he realizes the 4 is in there, he looks back, and then that's when he moves back outside of the horse in the yellow in front of him. And as far as down the stretch, you can't say, why didn't my jock stay inside? Why didn't the 6 jock stay inside? He already moved down there in front of me. Why didn't he stay inside? Why did he go back out? Because there's horses there. That's irrelevant where they finished in the stretch, other than mine running onto him as far as what part of the track they finished on. There's a whole herd of horses in front of him. Why doesn't he want to move to the clear part rather than hope to get through up there on 4 horses that are dying in front of him?
Well, number 1, he was already down in there, and that was his choice. And where was he going to go if he thought that the 6 had come down on him? I mean, where was he going to go, even if he thought that the 6 came down or didn't come down?
Well, he took up behind the 6. He took up behind the 6. So now he's thought the 6 is taking his place. So now when he gets out, well, now the 6 hears him yell. So the 6 cranks back out to the outside. He's already taken back. Now he's getting in the clear because the other horses are down there. And he obviously runs on to be galloping out heads up with him at the deal. That's saying he should have stayed inside. That is irrelevant to where the foul occurred.
Inside, I said he had the opportunity to stay.
Well, yeah, they all have the opportunity.
Mr. Lambert?
I'm speaking, his path was never taken away from him. And your own statement that there was enough room, 1.5, you said. So there was clearly enough room for a horse to stay there. That was his choice to stay there or not stay there.
I think the camera showed a lot more than, and we have the pictures of the couple still shots. And do you think they have to be directly in front of you to clip heels? Pinky, have you ever clipped heels and fail when one wasn't directly in front of you? Because I sure have.
Well,
You didn't hear me?
yeah, I hear you.
Did you ever clip heels when you were riding? Get dropped when they weren't directly in front of you? Were they always directly in front of you? Or could they just be where you catch that? Your right foot catches their left heel.
Most of the time they were in front of me.
What about most? What about the rest of the time? You never were dropped when they weren't directly in front of you? Because I sure have been.
Mr. Lambert, please allow her to finish her answer. Stuart Smith?
I think
I just stated, I
seen enough.
most of the time they were in front of me. So
You,
Yes.
that was my answer.
we've seen enough. Thanks.
Commissioners, any additional questions for Stuart Smith? Oh, okay. Stuart Waxler did indicate that he has an additional witness, that being the jockey.
The jockey on the 6. Thank you, Pinky.
So to allow for full presentation of evidence.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Chairman.
And then am I allowed for comments?
Yes. Yeah.
Is he on? Is he online?
I'm gonna get him on the phone. So Victor Escobar is going to translate for Enrique Gomez.
Okay. Mr. Escobar, please raise your right hand. Do you hereby swear and affirm that the translation you're about to give will be a full and complete and accurate translation of what you hear from Mr. Gomez?
I do.
All right, thank you, sir. Please state your full name and how you're licensed by the
Victor
commission.
Escobar, and I'm a jockey agent.
Nice to see you again, sir.
Thank you.
Okay.
And Stewards Waxer, do we have Mr. Gomez online?
Hello, Chapo. This is Stewart Jeff Waxler. I've got with me Victor, who's going to translate for you.
Mr. Gomez, if I could have you raise your right hand, and Mr. Escobar will translate for me, okay? Do you hereby swear the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth under the penalty of perjury?
Que levantes tu mano derecha y que jures que vas a decir la verdad.
Gracias, señor. Mr. Gomez, state your name and how you're licensed by the commission.
Que digas tu nombre y que cuál es tu licencia de la comisión. Y no, nada más di que eres jinete. Que nada más di que eres jinete.
All right, licensed as a jockey. Stewart Waxer, please proceed with your questioning of Mr. Gomez, and obviously allow for Mr. Escobar to translate.
Okay. Are you familiar with the first race on February 14th at Sunland Park?
Que si te acuerdas de la carrera del día 14 de la primera en Sunland Park.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Can he tell me can you ask him who was riding this horse?
¿Qué caballo?
Monarch's
¿Qué
Strength.
número de caballo ibas montando? Número 6, number 6.
Okay. And do you feel that you came over into the path of the 4?
Que si crees que tú te moviste adentro del espacio del número 4.
Okay.
Nunca hubo un problema de nunca tomé posición del 4, nunca tomé. He says that his horse and the 4 were the only thoroughbreds in the race, and that's why they were way back there. But he says that he always saw that 4 horse on the inside of it, and he thought he never took his spot on around the turn.
Okay. So my last question for him is, was he aware of where he was present on the track and where the 4 was on the track?
Que si sabes dónde estabas tú cuando pasó el incidente y sabías dónde estaba el 4. He said he knew where he was, and he knew where the 4 horse was, and at that time he says that the rider on the 4 horse, he was trying to prevent something that was never going to happen because he thought he was coming over when he wasn't. That's what he's saying.
Questions for him?
Commissioners, any question for licensee Gomez?
From me.
Mr. Lambert, do you have any questions for licensee Gomez? No. Okay. Licensee Gomez, anything additional to add?
¿Quieres decir algo adicional?
Muchísimas gracias, señor, y cuídate, por favor. Thank
Can
you.
I leave
Thank
now?
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You drive all the way through to the either 4.
What is it?
He must be, I don't know if he's got agenting for Enrique Gomez now in Farmington, because Enrique Gomez agent went to Prairie Meadows with Alfredo Juarez. So I don't know who has Enrique Gomez book in Sunray yet. So I figured Vic might have it.
Stewart Waxer, any additional witnesses or anything additional in your presentation?
No.
Okay, all right. Okay. Commissioners, at this point, any questions for either Stewart Waxer or for licensee Lambert? Okay, all right. Mr. Lambert, you'll have the last opportunity to address the commission. And at that point, respectfully, there will be no comments from the stewards or witnesses following Mr. Lambert's closing remarks. So, sir, please proceed.
Okay, I mean, it was all there, and really I don't have anything else to say other than you could see he got steady. The horse came from at least four, maybe five wide, and just dropped down in a matter of a couple jumps, made my guy take up. And I'm very sure that it cost us winning the race, and that's why I did it. And I think the film supports all that. And the rest of the thing, when I was young and started riding, they took me in Oaklawn Park, one of the best thoroughbred tracks in the country. And they said two things. And I think they're both relevant to this deal. They said, if we see anything on the track, we will call an inquiry to keep you from calling an inquiry on your horse in case I ride for you or rode for you previously to hurt those. Aldo Arboleta, my jockey, rides a lot for Shelly Armstrong, whose horse is this outside. I'm not saying that's why he didn't call, but that's a big deal. And the stewards in Oaklawn Park said, we will try and call everything. And when we do, we will talk to all the jockeys on the phone afterwards. I don't think that I know they didn't talk to Aldo, and I know that's why has something to do in my mind. I didn't know why there wasn't a foul called. So my son called the foul. And then we thought it was coming down. Well, then when it didn't, then I went in the stewards the next day. And so that's it. Thank you.
Mr. Lambert, thank you so much. Stewart Waxer, thank you very much. At this point, we will go off the record. The commission will deliberate in closed session. We will come back into open session and the commission will announce their decision. So, Mr. Lambert, if I could have you exit the boardroom, as well as Stewart Waxer and our future. Thank you. Gentlemen, if you'd like, we could maybe go into the next room.
I think we're going to be here long.
Just to make sure that the deliberations are off the record is okay.
Thank you.
Casey Lambert. The commissioners who sat as the decision makers in this race review heard the presentations for both Mr. Lambert and Stewart Waxer and their witnesses. Commission deliberated in closed session. And honorable stewards, I understand that you would like to vote and basically state your rationale for your votes. So Chairman Smith, let's proceed with you. Regarding, based on what you've heard, is your rationale to uphold the finish as set forth by the decision of the stewards or to reverse it? And if so, on what basis?
Well, I personally would have reversed it because I felt that he definitely stood up, took hold of his horse, pulled it to the inside, and does kill his momentum. So I would vote to reverse it.
I would vote not to reverse it. I felt that jockey clearly stood up, but I thought there was opportunity to not do that. And it was very difficult to tell who was where and what. It wasn't the best vision, but I thought the jockey could have stood up or stood up prematurely.
That the jockey did stand up prematurely?
Prematurely, yeah.
Okay, and just for the record, that was the Vice Chair, John Buffington, stating those remarks. Commissioner Petrie?
I vote to uphold the stewards, and the reason is because I didn't feel there was sufficient evidence to overturn what they said. With that being said, had the number 6 horse, had they lodged against the 6 horse and the 6 horse would be sitting there, I would still uphold it because I don't think there was sufficient evidence to reverse their call under either circumstance.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Chairman Smith, Vice Chairman Buffington, and Commissioner Petrie. And by a vote of 2-1, the order of finish as determined by the Board of Stewards is upheld. And what will happen, Mr. Lambert, is the decision will be placed into writing, and that will be sent to you as well as the stewards. So I appreciate you being here, sir, and you be safe out there, okay? All right.
Are you going to Farmington? I'll see you up there then.
Right.
Okay.
I'll drive it. I'll be going 110 now because I'm angry, so I'll be going.
Hey, well, you'll be passing me because I saw like 3 or 4 cops.
All right, well, I might be on the side of the road in handcuffs.
Okay. If you do, I'll be a character reference for you.
Mr. Lambert, please don't drive that fast.
All right.
Okay?
Finished?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it.
Okay, and you be safe. Okay,
Thanks a lot.
appreciate you participating.
Thanks for the time, guys.
Thank you.
We just need to.
Honorable stewards honorable commissioners with no other agenda items, a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second, Petrie.
Roll call. Please.
Billy Smith,
Yes.
John Buffington,
Yes.
Bob Petrie,
Yes.
We need to get somebody besides this commission to look at them races. I'm telling you, I'm not gonna do that anymore because it's